Hi, this is Leigh Ambergy, stampwithleigh.com, and thank you for tuning in for today's video. This is the card I'm featuring today. It's a Christmas card, and it was made with products from the Peace on Earth bundle. Actually, it's also a Peaceful Garden suite. It's an entire suite of products, and I'm using the stamps, the dies, the embossing folder, designer series paper, and some of the glimmer paper. So these two items I'm not using on this card. This is a beautiful suite. And the stamps in here do have Christmas, but also just other stamps you can use for other occasions. So let's get started with the card. So my card base is 5.5 by 8.5 piece of basic white cardstock, and what I did is I scored it in the center, and I just went and cut a 1-inch strip off. That was the easiest way for me to do this, and a 1-inch strip of basic white is great for a greeting somewhere else down the road. So I have my cloud cover cardstock, and I am using this design for this card. And I'm just going to attach that to my cardstock. And I guess it would help if I put my cheaters on so I can actually see what I'm doing. Hopefully I'm going to get this centered. But again, you know, there's, in my stamping world, there's no guarantees that anything's going to be centered. But I try my best. So I'm just going to attach this to the front flap. There we go. And then I have already embossed just a 7/8 inch by 5 3/8 inch of cloud cover cardstock. And with the, oh, I don't have the embossing folder out. Hold on 1 minute. Let me grab that. Here we go. This is the embossing folder. So it embosses this whole piece. I just put my cardstock in this one section and just embossed just a part of the embossing folder. And you know, that is perfectly fine to do that. Don't, you know, you can emboss elements from the embossing folder. You don't have to do the whole thing. So let me get this on here. All right, I have already punched out, and this was with the, I don't remember now which punch. They're up here. The 2 3/8 inch punch. It's basic white. And I've got my Peace on Earth stamp. And I went ahead and punched my circle out first because this is photopolymer, so I can see where I'm stamping. The normal rule of thumb is stamp and then punch or die cut. But I did this card for a recent class, and I knew, excuse me, if I gave everyone a strip of white paper to stamp and punch out of, they would be all over the place. So I just had them punch out first, and then they stamped. So I'm going to try and get this also in the center. Did pretty good. Did pretty good with that one. And you know what? I also have a stamp. This is from Words for the Season, and that is stamped on the inside. So you know what? I'm going to pull my card back out, and I'm going to go ahead and do that now too. That way I can close my ink pad up and be done and get it out of the way so there's no chance of me sticking my fingers in it. There we go. Okay, let's set that aside. Get my stamps out of the way. Close up my ink pad. And then what I have is with the stylus shapes, I am going to cut out this circle to frame my greeting. And then this die set has, right here, these little stars, they're all on one die. I love that. And I want 3 of those. So I'm just going to set this in the center and then die cut it because this is covered up. So if you don't know that little trick, that's a great trick to do. If you're going to be die cutting something and covering up a large area, if you want some accent or something, die cut from the center of that. I mean, sure, you might have, if you forget, you might have scraps of paper, but this way you're not fishing around or trying to cut just a small section to die cut for those stars. So that's a circle. And yeah, that's a stitch circle, and you really can't see the stitching on this, but you know what? It really doesn't matter for this. I just wanted something for the background. There's my little stars. So I've got those right there. And I'm going to bring all of this back up. And I attached this with dimensionals. So I'm going to pull those out. I'm going to attach that to my circle. Remove the backing. There we go. No one will ever know there's some of that missing. All right, let me get this onto the front of my card. Some adhesive on here. I'll get this here. And then I'm going to take my tweezers and my liquid adhesive. And I am actually going to get my little embellishment on here first. And this is our multi-purpose liquid glue. I just have it in a fine tip bottle. And I have not used this all week. And of course, the nozzle is blocked. So we have another one. Let's see if this one's working. This one's working. Okay. So I've got my glue on there. Just don't need a lot, just a little bit. And I'm going to put my little star there. Give it time to set up. And then on the inside, I added my other 2 stars. So let's do that. These onto my tweezers. They're very small and I'm all thumbs. That one there. Let's do the other one. And we just have a little, and we just have to do the embellish the front. And then this card will be done. You know, a very simple and beautiful Christmas card. So what I did here is I just took our basic rhinestone jewels. Let me pull those out. And all I did was add, I just wanted something there, and I wasn't quite sure what I wanted. So, you know, we've got so many embellishments that I now kind of forget about just our basic rhinestones. And I know mine feel neglected at times. And then that's it. So a really beautiful and easy Christmas card to make. So again, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Have a wonderful day. Bye.